And now it's time for more of Southern California's sports fishing voice. Let's talk hookup. This portion of the show is sponsored in part by Ford, the official truck of Let's Talk Hookup. Rancho Leonero, where your wildest Baja dreams come true. Maui Jim Sunglasses, the choice of the best captains. Shimano Rods and Reels, fish with the best. Shimano. And by Yamaha Outboards, official motor sponsor of Let's Talk Hookup. Here we go. Another great hour of Southern California's sports fishing voice. Let's Talk Hookup. Here's Pete Gray and Rock Cod Rick Maxa.
Welcome back. Hour number 2. Let's Talk Hookup on the Mighty 1090. Pete Gray here with Rock Cod Rick Maxa. We have a great show going here with a favorite captain of the Southern California waters, Captain Bruce Smith from the Fortune, talking 22nd Street landing fishing, talking San Diego Fisherman's Landing fishing, all kinds of fishing up and down the coast here.
Yeah, freshwater, saltwater, we're covering it all today. And if you want to join us, we want to hear from you. Been a fun show this morning, lots to go over and lots still to come. If you want to join us on the second hour of Let's Talk Hookup, we want to hear from you. And there's 2 ways you can be a part of the show this morning. 858 area code 457 1090. That's our local number. Again, 858-457-1090. That's the best way to get through right now because we do have a local line open. Again, 858-457-1090. Or you can reach us toll-free. Our toll-free number, 877-792-1090. One more time, 877-792-1090. Not only talking Fortune, talking to Bruce, giving away a great prize today, and that's a 3/4-day trip to go fishing aboard the brand-new Liberty out of Fisherman's Landing. Great opportunity to go fishing with Taro and the boys and get in on some of this wintertime yellowtail fishing, rock cod fishing, and get in on the fun on that Liberty.
You bet. Let's go ahead and jump into the phones, Rick.
Sounds good. Well, they're definitely getting packed up. Why don't we talk to Chris, who's calling us from Dana Point this morning. Good morning, Chris. Welcome to Let's Talk Hookup.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Bruce.
Good morning.
Pete and Rick.
Hi, Chris.
I just wanted to relate a story about Bruce. I went fishing with him many times on the Shogun, him and Norm, and I was fortunate enough to fish with him. He's always a prolific caster, surface iron guy, and I learned a lot. I continue to learn. But I wanted to relate a story once in the Shogun. Got up early, 4:30 in the morning. I had a plan. I was going to throw down a Tatty 9 white. Threw it over the rail. Albacore were around day before. Hooked into an albacore. Brought it up to the rail, and walking through the galley door was Bruce. And Bruce gaffed the fish. Nobody else was on deck. I was fortunate enough to have him there at the right time. And brought the fish over the rail, and it was a good-sized albacore. It ended up being the jackpot fish for the trip. But anyway, I just wanted to relate all the good times I had with him on the Shogun, and haven't been fortunate enough to ride the Fortune yet with him. And how you doing, Bruce?
I'm good. It's good.
That's cool.
Good stories. Well,
I'm glad.
Jump aboard the Fortune.
Yeah, come on out. Look at our websites and whatever. I'm glad to have you out. And I was glad I was there for you. Be able to gap that fish, that jackpot fish.
That's a nice one. Hey, thanks a lot for the call this morning, Chris. Appreciate that. That does free up a toll-free line. It's been a busy morning, 877-792-1090.
Dan and Encinitas, you're up next on Let's Talk Hookup. What's up, Dan?
Hey, good morning, guys. Thanks for taking my call. 2 questions. One, is there squid at the San Diego Receivers? And Bruce, will you be at the Del Mar show? Fred Hall. Thanks.
We don't do the Del Mar show. We do Fred Hall in Long Beach, and we're going to do Arizona this year.
Arizona? Okay.
Yeah.
Fred Hall, Arizona. ISE.
Yeah, International
ISE, yeah.
Sportsman's Exposition.
Now, don't forget, Fred Hall's going to have a Bakersfield show, too. I'll bet a lot of people up in Bakersfield.
You know, I might think about that.
Oh, yeah.
But we don't do Del Mar.
Yeah, but you'll be in Long
But we
Beach.
do, Tish does hang out at the Fisherman's Landing.
I was going to say,
Okay.
Fisherman's Landing will be there.
We just don't have a booth. But we are represented.
Yeah.
We are represented.
We'll have brochures there.
Mm-hmm.
Tish will be there.
Yeah.
Indeed. And as far as booking charters, you can book charters at either place, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Very
Absolutely.
good. All right. Hey, thanks a lot for the call this morning.
All right. Let's jump right back into the phones again. This time we'll talk to Kenny. He's calling us from Hawaiian Gardens this morning. Hi, Kenny. Welcome to Let's Talk Hookup.
Hey, morning, guys. You made the call on San Clemente out there. I've actually been on trips where it's nice, wide open yellowtail fishing, and the big black sea bass just invaded us, and we did have to make a move. But hey, I introduced my son-in-law this last year to fishing and stuff, and he's totally hooked. Gets caught going down to Dave Wharf fishing spotty bass all the time. Never been out on a rockfish trip though. He hasn't. Are you guys running those day-and-a-half rockfish trips, and are those in California waters, and when does the closure take effect?
Well, it runs to the end of the year. It's still open until December 31st, and it closes for a couple of months and reopens on March 1st, or the first weekend.
Yep.
So that's to fill in our February. We're going to be doing boat work here for the next month or so, and then to fill in for February day-and-a-half trips, we're going to Colonette and catch cod.
Nice.
Rockfish down there on the weekends.
Out of Fisherman's Landing?
Out of Fisherman's Landing.
Okay.
Yeah,
in February?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we have charters for the weekends, and we probably have one or maybe two open party trips.
Oh, okay.
Day and a half.
All right.
So leave Friday night, fish Saturday, get back Sunday morning.
And that'll be every weekend in February?
Yeah.
Weather permitting.
Yeah, weather permitting. And of course, yellowtail is our main target for the wintertime at Colonette, and has been for the last couple of years. Been phenomenal.
God,
phenomenal.
So good the last couple of years.
But before the yellowtail, or sometimes you get yellows in the morning, and then you go cod fishing and catch reds and ling cod and whatever. It's good cod fishing down there. It can be very, very good.
We were talking about it the other day when we were talking about Colonette trips, that there were several times in the story there were guys in the shop after the trips that were, complaining in a very good way, like, oh man, I really wanted to go down here and catch reds, and we couldn't get through the yellowtail. Every time I tried to drop my jig, it was, there was some real deal great yellowtail fishing these last couple of years
down there.
Awesome.
Do you have your Colonette trips on the website?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay.
Yeah,
but they'll be up to that.
They will be.
Still available for charter? Same deal. If a guy's group of guys,
since they're not up on the website, if we don't have an open party with people booked, then that's all open for charter.
Cool.
Yeah.
Good way to get in on the charter group thing too. Get your
cheaper price, off season kind of thing.
Totally.
Yeah.
Get your fix in. Get one of those good wintertime warm days.
Come on. Right.
Go, Kenny.
Good to me.
Get on it. Thanks a lot for the call this morning, Bob Fletcher. What's up, Captain?
Hey, Pete, Rick, and Bruce. Good to hear the show. It's a lot of fun.
Morning, Dart.
Always good to hear you.
Hey, I was just calling about that boat limit thing. That's happened during my tour of duty, and the way it started was that Roger Thomas up at Golden Gate Fishermen's Association was having real problems with fish and game enforcement. They were being real aggressive about the limit on his boat of 1 salmon per passenger, and then later 2 salmon. And so he called me and says, is there a way that we can work to try to get some kind of clarification on let's make it a boat limit instead of overactive enforcement of the individual limit? And so Roger and I went through Fish and Game and ended up in front of the Fish and Game Commission, and for one of the rare cases, they listened to the sport fishermen, and they were able to agree to pass a Title 14 regulation creating the boat limit. And while it wasn't as big a problem down here south of Conception, it was an issue for us too. So that's how it finally came to be. And God, talking about a great guy to work with, all my life, Roger and I have worked together and been buddies and fished together. And so that's the story. And the only other story is El Salto and Picachos are alive and well.
You just got back with the gang, huh?
Oh, the gang. We just got back Friday night. And while Louie and Zim and I partner, we're not into the really hunting for the giants as much as those guys are. And between the frog and the deep dive and crank, those guys, like Bugger and Lackey and some of those other guys, they are really good at it. We had so much fun that we caught so much fish. And anything you wanted to throw was going to get bit. Some a lot better than others, but great warm weather, good food, accommodations, staff, everything was great. And I'm on for next year again. This will be my 9th year in a row.
Wow. So what was the big fish in the trip?
Well, Cameron got a 10-1 or something.
Sweet.
Right on.
And then I think Lackey and and Ryan both got 9.5 like that and on down. And they kept talking about the frog fishing. I don't do it. It's just too damn much work. But the frog fishing apparently is really killer. You just throw it back into any kind of junk, but it is so weedless. And you just twitch it in a little pool behind the log, and they blow up on it.
Nice.
Then you got to get them over the log. But that's really a go-to. But
Yeah.
Louie and I was popper fishing and shallow water crankbaits and spinner bait.
How fun.
And the fluke, and I threw some swim baits, and that was what I got my biggest fish. In Picacho, I got some 5s, but El Salto, I got a 7.5 on the same bait.
That's so rare.
So you got to fish both Picacho and El Salto.
Yeah, we flew in on a week before Friday. We fished the afternoon, and then Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and then got up early on Tuesday morning, grabbed a quick bite to eat, packed up our bags, and headed for Picachos. Got there about 11. We were able to rig up and grab a quick lunch, and we were on the lake by about 1 that afternoon, fished the afternoon till dark, fished the next 2 days, and then the final morning, Friday morning, we fished until noon. Louie and I caught and released 127 bass that morning.
Oh, my.
That morning. That morning.
I'm going.
Wow,
I'm
that's,
going to go next year.
Can you imagine on the fly, Bruce?
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
That would be fun.
Yeah.
I got into bass fishing again this year.
Really?
Conventional.
Yeah.
It's fun.
It is fun.
I love
fun.
like
You can
Barrett,
tell Dart's hooked.
Sanby, just
Sanby
open.
was so much fun
Oh,
this year.
God. It was
Yeah. I like bass fishing when they bite like this. That's what I
Right,
like.
right.
That's your style,
right? Yeah, that's my style. Southern California bass fishing.
Fishing El Salto, you're going after the giants. You're really focused more there on the giants, and you don't catch anywhere near as many. But Picachos, they left all the trees in when they made the lake, and you're fishing. There's even a village that's half flooded, and we were even fishing around a cemetery.
Yeah.
An old
Been there,
cemetery.
done that, yeah.
I mean, sometimes we go 4 or 5 casts in a row, catch fish.
That's pretty cool. It's such a great experience. And, wow.
And with that group, what a bunch of guys. It's so much fun.
Yeah.
Right.
What, and Ricky gets to go with the Cast Tours group.
Yeah, February.
Kennard and the gang. And
Steve
February.
Pazin. It's going to be fun.
Hey, Ricky,
Yo, Dart.
Thug.
What's that?
Say that again, Dart.
Thug. Rapala DT
DT Thug. Okay.
DT Thug.
There's
the secrets.
Brandon was there.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, Brandon was there. All right. No.
Not this year. He was there last February.
Year. Yeah. All right. Well, Dart, thanks for that report, and glad and thanks for clarification on the boat limit too. And we appreciate that very much indeed. Thanks a lot. Hey, I am going to step aside here. We're going to have Dave Hansen coming up right after the break. I am catching a flight. It's my wife Lolly's 60th birthday today. Happy birthday,
Lolly.
And we're flying to Salt Lake City and get really cold to go skiing.
Yeah, because this isn't cold enough for you.
Yeah, this isn't cold enough, so we're going to go skiing and have a good old time for Lolly's birthday celebration up there. So I'm going to leave it in the capable hands of Rock Cod Rick and Captain Bruce. Have a great week. We'll see you. I'll see you next Saturday, but stay tuned for more Let's Talk Hookup right here on the Mighty 1090.
This is Rick Jensen with Sport Fishing Financial. I think most of you get that I'm a fisherman and work with the fishing community, but to understand exactly what Sport Fishing Financial does, ask yourself these 4 questions. First, do you really know how much money you'll need in order to retire comfortably? Next, do you know how much you'll have to save on a regular basis to reach that number? Do you have a process that includes a proven investment strategy and confidence that the money you save will grow? Last, do you have a plan for how to turn your savings into retirement income? If you don't have good answers to these questions, you're not alone. But you should, and I can make sure you do. In addition, if you own a business and currently provide or are planning on providing a retirement savings plan for yourself or your employees, we should really talk. We offer an outstanding variety of creative solutions that are sure to meet your needs.
Some of our listeners may feel overwhelmed. Others may believe they are already doing the best they can. In either case, I bet Rick can help. Set a time to meet with him and start planning for your personal or business investment success. Find Rick on the web at sportfishingfinancial.com or give him a call at 949-481-1807.
For East Cape fishing, Jen Wren is known as the best. This is Mark Rayer. Great service, top quality equipment, including all accurate reels, CalStar rods, and Cibrian electronics, has put my immaculately maintained twin-engine cruisers in a class of their own. For memories of a lifetime, just bring your hat and sunglasses, and we'll provide a fishing experience that will exceed your expectations. Our calendar's filling fast, so don't miss out. For packages, 2 live webcams, a weekly fishery report, and more, check out TeamJenWren.com. We pick up at all East Cape resorts, so let's go fishing.
The premier fishing superstore in Southern California is the Longfin in Orange, your home for everything Shimano. Everyone's talking about the Shimano Terramar West Coast casting rods, bringing freshwater techniques to calico bass fishing. The Longfin has all the Terramar rods in stock in their massive 10,000 square foot store. If you haven't visited the Longfin, you are in for a real treat. Everything you could possibly need in fresh and saltwater fishing gear is there, including a huge selection of fishing clothing and accessories. Check out all the Shimano clothing that brings style and functionality to your fishing day. Shimano has also created a line of tackle bags. In fact, the Longfin has their very own custom 500 square foot Shimano showroom. It's a store within a store, and you can see everything Shimano at the Longfin. The Longfin, 2730 East Chapman, just off the 55 freeway in Orange. For directions or more information, check thelongfin.com.
If the fish are biting, I'm on my boat, rain or shine. Of course, I wear my life jacket. It's like wearing a seatbelt. Clip it on, grab my tackle box, and hit the water.
Love California, Boat California, Save California. A message from California State Parks Division of Boating and Waterways.
You can catch more lobster and pull deeper with the Ace Line Hauler. It's faster, so you can get those bugs in the boat. Now the Ace Line Hauler is better than ever with a Bulldog hands-free accessory. It pulls your hoops hands-free and even coils your line. If you're not yet on the Ace Line Hauler team, you must like sore arms. Get the Ace Line Hauler and make lobster and crab hooping more fun and productive at selected dealers or check acelinehauler.com. Turner's Outdoorsman, Southern California's #1 shooting, hunting, and fishing tackle retailer since 1971, is right in your neighborhood. Now 18 stores throughout Southern California and 3 in San Diego County. Turner's Outdoorsman brings you the best prices and selection, plus a knowledgeable staff that will help make your day on the water or in the field more fun. Stop by your neighborhood Turner's Outdoorsman. To find the location nearest you, check the web at turners.com and sign up for special deals and more.
XEPRS 1090 AM, Rosarito, Baja California.
The best NFL coverage is right here. San Diego sports leader, the mighty 1090.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup on the Mighty 1090. Phones are getting packed up again. If you want to get through, 858-457-1090. That's our local number. Or get us toll free at 877-792-1090. And as promised, it's time to find out what's biting out there. It's time for our FishDope.com report with a man, your saltwater guide, Captain Dave Hansen. And today, sponsored in part by Dana Landing on Mission Bay, your one-stop shop for everything you need to go fishing. They offer a complete saltwater tackle shop, a full deli with Mexican and California licenses. They offer trips and six-pack charters. And when it comes to freshwater tackle, check out East County Bait and Tackle, full of all the freshwater tackle and live bait that you need for a great day on the lake. Also, right next to there at the if you want to find Dana Landing, they're right across from SeaWorld, next to the Dana Launch Ramp in Mission Bay. And East County Bait and Tackle, they're at the end of the 67 freeway at Mapleview and Lakeside. Check out DanaLanding.com. Let's talk to the man. Dave Hansen's on the line. What's up, Dave?
Hey, good morning, Rick. Good morning, Bruce.
Good morning.
How you doing, Dave?
I'm doing excellent.
Awesome.
Hey, we just came off of some weather. We finally had a little bit of winter come through our area. I know it's been a long time, like 5 years since we had winter, but
yeah,
we had a little tiny. Yeah, it's okay. It's over. Winter's over. We're gonna have some offshore coming. Gonna warm back up again. Hopefully, that's all the winter we needed. We're done with that. My boy lives up in Tahoe. He said there's plenty of snow up there, so we'll have plenty of water to drink. We don't need any more water down here in SoCal.
I like it.
All right. But, hey, that bluefin thing out there at the Tanner Bank, I believe in my heart that it's not done. I believe that, yeah, there was a bunch of pressure from the seiners and then the weather, and then it got cold. But I don't think that fish is really going to go anywhere as long as there's food for them to eat out there. So anybody with a inkling to go out there and look, there's going to be some offshore weather coming, and it's going to get flat again. So you guys might want to go out there and give it a look, see if you can get a Christmas bluefin tuna. I'm sure there's still a few stragglers left out there. But then as far as fishing goes along the coast, guys, it's rockfish time right now. The water got a little bit colder. It's 57, 58 in a lot of places, but that has not stopped the rockfish from biting. And we're going to have some good weather this week. So you guys want to get out there and do some of that rockfish fishing, get some fish in your refrigerator for Christmas, and also lobster fishing. We had some rain. The water got a little bit dirty. You guys want to definitely go hooping here before Christmas time.
Certainly.
And that's my suggestion for this week. I mean, we're in a transition period. The water's getting a little bit colder, but there's squid all over the place. I think you're going to see some good yellowtail fishing. There's going to be a little trickle of white sea bass. All I can say is, like I always say every week, you just got to go fishing.
Seems like the key to consistent wintertime fishing, or the key to wintertime fishing, is consistency in the weather. You know, when that doesn't necessarily have to be perfect, it just has to be consistent for several days. And it looks like that's what we have on the horizon, is a couple of good days in front of us. So anxious to see what goes on, Dave. If somebody wants to go fishing with you, I know they do that, and we always talk about fishdope.com, and it's one thing to be up on your Fishdope account in the summertime when you're fishing a bunch and the fish are everywhere, but you want to talk about the importance of this time of year when there's not the big network of guys going. Fishdope allows you to hop on the computer, find out exactly what's biting, where it's at. Danny stays in touch, and I know you'll be out there doing your thing in this wintertime, and Danny's going to keep everybody up to date with what's going on at Fishdope.
Absolutely. And this time of the year, it's crucial because, like you said, there is no coverage. And you got to just have somebody that's keeping their finger on the pulse of what's going on. And what a better way than Fishdope. You can check it out while you're at work, because the last thing any of us want to do when we're working is actually work. So
there you go.
Fishdope.
And with Christmas around the corner, what a great time. I know you can do a Fishdope gift subscription. You can re-up yourself, or better yet, if you got a buddy with a skiff that you go fishing with, what a cool thing to get for your angling buddy is a Fishdope subscription. And you can save $20 on a new membership using the code HOOKUPNOW. It's all lowercase, no space. Hookup Now is going to save you $20, your new subscription. And Dave, somebody wants to go lobstering, fishing, all the great stuff with you. How do we do that?
Well, there's two different ways. I have a 65-foot Hatteras up here in Dana Point that we do charters on. You can call me on that deal. We can go out on that. Or I simply come with you on your boat and show you how to use all that cool equipment you have, teach you how to use that Fishdope app, and get you into the good fishing that's up and coming this winter. So give me a call at 949-374-0786. And I'll be more than happy to help you in any way I possibly can.
Dave, we just want to say thanks for a year's worth of great info. Obviously, next Sunday we're going to be no show due to Christmas, and then again the following Sunday with New Year's, no show. So I want to thank you for a great year of great reports and information. We had a great time and look forward to doing more in 2017.
Yeah, Rick, thank you and Pete for all you do for me. And my dad says thank you for all you do for the community of fishing, and we'll talk to you guys next year.
All right, Dave, appreciate that. Great report. We'll look forward to talking to you real soon. Now we're going to go to the Journeyman, talk to our good buddy Russell, calling us live from Puerto Vallarta this morning. Hey, Russell.
Morning, guys. How are you?
We're doing great. What's going on?
Not much. I'm just checking in here. We're on the boat here, and it's pretty good fishing here down here for these Cal Yellowfin and just medium grade stuff. So I only got a little bit of time here, but I just wanted to call and give everybody a heads up. We have a couple rare opportunities for a couple spots on the Let's Talk Hookup open party trips. The first one being on in January, a 2.5 day. The 15th through the 18th, I believe we have one spot left.
Correct.
And then once again on a 3.5 day in March 12th through the 16th. And I believe we have 3 spots open. And I just wanted to give everybody a heads up on that. Like I said, it's kind of a rare opportunity to be on an open party trip and jump on and see kind of what we have to offer and see the program down here. So
we've been talking about that sort of scenario this morning. We have Bruce from the Fortune on here, and Journeyman would be of similar thing. It's a charter boat that typically only your opportunity to go fishing on a boat like that is with your own private charter. And one of the rare times when you as a single or you and a buddy can jump down and get in on everything that the Journeyman has to offer. And these open party trips are run exactly the same as if it was a charter, still limited to the 6 passengers and fantastic food and all the great accommodations that go with fishing on the Journeyman.
Yes, that's correct. And you can either call Cindy Martin direct in the office at 858-616-7066, or you can go on the Journeyman website, www.journeymansportfishing.com, or send Cindy an email directly through the website. And like I said, it's kind of a pretty rare opportunity to jump on a couple open party spots. And the fish are biting right now. We've been in a drift here for about 2 hours, and we put 5 fish on between 1:30 and 2:56.
Woo!
And we got another one going right now. So, like I said, I only have a little bit of time here before I got to jump down on deck again.
All right, Russell, we'll let you get back to the action, but certainly sounds like great opportunity, and what perfect timing. I mean, you hear the fish are biting right now, and then here's a trip less than a month away. You can jump in on the Journeyman and get on this big fish fishing. And I know that Pete has mentioned one of the beauties of going on this trip is one of the special things you and Robert did for our group is, including the tackle package for guys to get down and use, which is usually a little extra cost. And as a bonus for Let's Talk Hookup, I know that the fee was waived on the tackle pack. So a great opportunity. You don't need to bring any gear with you when you fish aboard the Journeyman. You literally just need your flip-flops and your shorts and some sunblock and sore arms to go pull on some big tunas.
Right on. Well, thanks. I appreciate it, Ricky. You guys have a good day. And we'll see you guys soon.
All right. And, again, best way to book those spots, just jump on the website, emails, phone numbers, everything you need at journeymansportfishing.com.
Correct. Yeah, you can contact Cindy directly, like I said, at 858-616-7066, or you can just jump on the website and send us an email at info@journeymansportfishing.com, and she'll get right back to you and take care of you the rest of the way.
You're struggling to find a Christmas gift for your fishermen out there, and you're listening to the show. That I can assure you, there's not one guy that would be bummed to get to go fishing with Russell on the Journeyman. Russell, appreciate the report. Glad there's so much great fishing going on, and I know Pete can't wait to come in January, and I know I really can't wait to come fishing with you in March.
Right on. Well, we'll see you guys soon. Have a good day.
All right, Russell. Thanks a lot for the report. Hey, again, if you want to get through, phones are packed up. This is your opportunity. 858 area code 457-1090. That's our local number. Or get us toll free. 877-792-1090. Not only your chance to talk to Captain Bruce Smith, but also your chance to win a 3/4-day trip to go fishing aboard the Liberty at a Fisherman's Landing. Let's jump back into the phones and talk to Mike, who's calling us from Rosemead this morning. Good morning, Mike. Welcome to Let's Talk Hookup.
Morning.
Hey, good morning. I have a question for you there, Rick. Hey, I'm looking at the Western Outdoor News, and there's a Shimano Metanium, I believe it's called, and it's priced out about $400, and it's in the same style as a Tranx. What's the comparison about the two? Even though the Tranx is a high-end reel also.
Well, Tranx and Metanium would definitely be two different size of reels. Bruce, I know you've gotten into the freshwater bass fishing. That Metanium's bad.
The new MGL is just it's
cool.
It's the best reel on the market.
It's as Cadillac as they come.
It really is. Yeah, it's just like it weighs like nothing.
Nothing.
When I picked it up out of the box, I was like, it's like a toy.
Yeah.
And is this plastic? No.
When we were talking earlier, too, about reels and sea bass fishing, one of the most important things with reels, it gets overlooked a lot, is spool weight. And spool weight is like one of the most important characteristics in a reel, you know. I remember when I was a kid, the big buzzword was bearings, you know, and when I was younger, like growing up, you'd always, oh my God, this thing's got 10 bearings, that's the world's greatest thing, and you just don't know how important it is for the spools to be light. And back in the day, that's the reason that Newells were the coolest reel, is the spool weighed so much less than anything that's out there, and that's what you're getting a lot, Mike, in these new killer Shimano reels. That Metanium, it doesn't weigh anything, and the spool is so little, they're made of composites that it takes almost no inertia to get that spool up to speed and rolling, and consequently it takes so little effort to get it stopped. So the casting is effortless, and then Shimano being a gearing company, that's their deal. They're bike people, gear people, their gears are just so smooth and so efficient. But to answer your question, the difference between that and the Tranx is, for lack of better words, it's Trinidad-style reel in a low-profile design. Metanium is a small, low-profile, fit in your hand, just, as Bruce said, as killer as they come.
It really is, yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah, I was fishing Chronarchs for a while, and some Corrados and this and that, and then the new Metaniums came out, and I thought, I'll try it out. And it's crazy how nice of a reel it is. Yeah, it's like the best bass reel ever.
I agree. Yeah, I agree. And is it expensive? Yes, but it's also not out of this world crazy too. You know, I mean, you see some of those trick things, you know, $600,000-$800,000, you know, that kind of stuff. I mean, it's within the realm of, you know, of reels, but it's just, they are so nice, so smooth, so light, very comfortable in your hands. They're awesome, Mike. But definitely more of a freshwater, small reel scenario where the Tranx is, you know, that's a big reel. You load it with 65 pound, and you know we caught multiple 100-pound bluefin with the tranks and the popper this year, and they're both low-profile reels, but that's about it as far as comparisons.
Okay, yeah, I've never seen the Metanium physically, but okay. Now, the other question is, I hate to beat this boat limit thing to death, but technically, let's say you got a bluefin, or you're fishing lingcod or white sea bass, and those are low fish limits, and you're fishing obviously for boat limits on a party boat. In the haste of everything, you may catch 4 or 5 lingcod or 4 white sea bass or 4 bluefin, and they tag your fish and throw them down in the hull or the RSW. Technically, at the end of the day, I know they're going to disperse the fish evenly and that situation, but if the Department of Fish and Wildlife come and decide, hey, we want to count fish and you want to pull all the fish out of the RSW and count fish, the person tag number 18 might have 4 white sea bass. Can he technically be cited for that?
Yeah, he can. They have to be tagged.
Mm-hmm.
They have to be separated and tagged per individual angler when they go down in the hold or in the fish bag. You can't have 4 sea bass in one bag.
Right.
You have to separate them at that time and put 2 in each.
And limits
or
are
3 in each.
Limits are both a shared responsibility of the angler and the boat. So there are two parties there that should both, in theory, be. And I know what you're saying. I mean, you're not saying anything inappropriate and nothing that doesn't happen when things are crazy. But it's up to you to realize on yourself, and it's up to the crew members both, and when they get crazy, it's up to you, and when you get crazy, it's up to them, and it's a shared responsibility both in, policing yourself and in accepting responsibility if you don't.
Right. You could get tickets individually, like the captain, the crew, or the angler, or everybody.
Or both, yeah.
Yeah. It's just what kind of mood they're in, honestly.
But like you say, the beauty of it is you get to continue fishing, and you get to hook up your buddy. And I mean, honestly, the best way to go about it, if you know you got your 2 sea bass and there's a guy struggling, you hook one, let him wind it in, and then there's no worry about you getting your fish and it going to the next tag, and and things don't need to be as crazy as it is. But the responsibility is not just on the boat, and it's not just on the angler; it's for both of you.
Yes, okay. Well, I appreciate that.
Yeah, you got it, Mike. Appreciate the phone call very much. Thanks a lot. Next up, let's talk to another Mike. Mike in San Carlos is on the line. Good morning, Mike. Welcome to Let's Talk Hookup.
Oh, hi. It's Mike, your expert novice.
Good morning, Mike.
Yeah, I got a friend. We fish during the summer, but all of a sudden he's kind of sick. I said, well, come on, let's trailer your boat down the Baja. What are we looking at?
As far as planning a trip goes, or what? Maybe I'm not following exactly what your question is, Mike.
No, exactly. If we're trailing the boat, behind the pickup, what kind of permits or whatever?
I gotcha. As far as trailering a boat down there goes, Bruce, limits apply the same as that they do fishing-wise, and, there's not a...
Oh, sure.
Yeah, and honestly, it's exactly the same as when you're fishing down there. When the Fortune is fishing within 12 miles of the coast, you need to have an FMM.
Yeah.
Same exact thing exists when you're trailing your boat down.
In order.
I would say if you're really wanting to get into that style of fishing, trailering your boat and going down to Ensenada and San Quintin and all those areas down below, I would highly recommend joining one of the travel clubs, Discover Baja or Vagabundos or one of those guys, because that's exactly what they do. And you're going to find like-minded guys do the same thing. They're going to assist you in getting permits. I'm sure all those guys, discoverbaja.com, you're going to find information on their websites and things like that. So if that's really something you want to get into, membership to those clubs is inexpensive, and the knowledge that you gain from guys that have done it before is priceless. So that's the first thing I would do. But as far as regulations and permits, is exactly the same as going by water. You need to obtain an FMM, which is easy to get. You can get it right when you cross the border. You need to have a Mexican fishing license, and you adhere to the same limits and the same rules as if you were fishing by boat. So aside from a little bit of knowledge of where you're going and what you're doing and some good prep work ahead of time, there's not a whole lot you need. I mean, if you're going to be trailering to Baja, there's a really good boat. There's a couple of really good books out there that Paul Lepore has written. Trailer Boating Baja is another really good one. There's some really good information sources out there. And one of the things that all of them point at is self-sufficiency. It's not like they're, even Mexico, parts of Baja are more modern every year that goes by. But you need to be able to handle things, flat tires and vehicle issues and trailer issues. And, if it's your buddy's boat, you guys both need to be familiar with how to change bearings and how to change tires and how to get yourselves out of your own problems and preparation for it. And the farther down that you're planning on going, the more self-sufficient I think you need to be.
Yeah, it's okay. So I'm trying to get this guy to go.
There you go. All right. Well, Mike, I hope that helps at least a little bit. And the one thing that I couldn't say enough of is join those clubs. That's where your info is going to come. And I'll tell you another really good one would be San Diego Anglers. If you're familiar with the group from the San Diego Anglers, a lot of those guys trailer boat down to Baja. They have meetings once a month, and I know guys will do caravan trips and things like that. So that's what I would say would be the easiest. Go with somebody who's been before. You're going to be able to share their knowledge and make it work. So appreciate that very much. And speaking of perfect timing, Dwayne from the San Diego Anglers is on the line right now. Your ears must have been burning, Dwayne.
Yes, perfect timing. Actually, I couldn't find my phone to call in earlier. It was stuffed in my luggage from the bass trip we just got off of, and scrambling to find it. So for the time run out. But anyway, yeah, the San Diego Anglers, a lot of guys go down to the Bay, to Baja down there. So just tell them to come down. The first meeting, first Wednesday of the month at the Bahia Hotel in Mission Bay. We got quite a group that trailer boats down to Baja all the time.
There you go. Good call. Good timing. So what's going on, Dwayne?
I just want to talk about the Bay Bass Tournament here. Saturday, January 21st, we're inviting everybody to come down to go catch 3 bass out of San Diego Bay to try to get that $1,500 that Doug from Fisherman's Landing has put up for our first base prize.
Awesome. Well, it's probably our favorite tournament of the year and one of the best attended and super well run and a really fun event. And boy, if you ever want to get in on some serious smack talk around the tackle store at Fisherman's Landing, I know all of us fish, and there's some serious competition and some very serious smack talking and side betting that goes down every year, and a really, really fun event. And I would say that that's probably the easiest tournament to be a part of and enjoying the festivities, and you guys do a great barbecue and a huge raffle, and that is an event that I look forward to all year, Dwayne. And I know it's a big fundraiser, and the money goes to a great cause. It funds the club, and you guys also do some great charity work as well. And I can't wait. It's such a fun tournament. Give us some of the details.
Yes, Saturday, January 21st. If you'd like to enter, we have entry forms at all the local tackle shops in San Diego County. If you're not available to get to the tackle shops, you can go online to SanDiegoAnglers.com. Go to the tournaments tab there and just follow the links, and you can download an entry form there.
Awesome. And the entry forms are already available, I'm sorry?
Yes, the entry forms are already available. Before we took off to El Salto, I had a big job to drive around San Diego County and drop some things off, hop on the airplane, go fishing.
Perfect. Awesome, Dwayne. Well, great information. Appreciate that. Definitely looking forward to it again Saturday, January the 21st. It's an inexpensive tournament. It's a great time. It's definitely more about having fun than about serious, but a serious tournament goes on while we're having fun, and it's a great time and a great raffle. And I know that Doug and I will be there. Can't wait.
Okay, Rick. Well, thank you very much.
All right, Dwayne. Appreciate the phone call very much. Let's jump back into the phones. Everybody's excited to talk to Bruce. Again, 858-457-1090 or 877-792-1090. Your chance to get through. Let's talk to Sam, who's calling us from Irvine this morning. Good morning, Sam. Welcome to Let's Talk Hookup.
Good morning. I just want to, before I ask Bruce a question, I just want to share I did make it out to the Tanner Bank and finally pull on some of those big bluefin, and it was a lot of fun. I got a couple of them and handed one off. I handed my third hookup off after I got two, and that was a great time.
That's awesome.
There's nothing like pulling on a big fish. But
yeah.
Bruce, what landing are you going to be running out of for your Colonette trips? I didn't make it out, and I know Bluefin Jim down at Lonkin books you every once in a while, and I missed a couple of those trips. But I'd like to get out on your open party Colonette trips this next February.
At Fisherman's Landing. Through the month of we start at the end of January and then run through February. So
you'll be down in San Diego for that month of February?
Yeah, San Diego.
Okay, real good. I'll head on down there then.
Sam, appreciate the phone call very much. What should a guy that's going this year? I mean, obviously we'll see once those trips get rolling, but what does one expect, and how do you prepare for a trip like that as far as gear? And obviously, there's shots at cod, shots at yellows, deep water. How does a guy that's got a group going fishing? I got my construction company, and all the boys work their butts off this winter. We want to jump on the Fortune.
Right.
How does one get themselves ready for it?
Well, you're looking at two different species, yellowtail and rock cod. So gear up for yellowtail. Mostly it's a yo-yo type scenario.
Okay.
It's so your 40-pound yo-yo rig with a Penn 4.0 kind of thing and a medium heavy rod, 6.5 foot, 7 foot rod, heavy jigs. 6X juniors are always popular. Scrambled egg color, blue and white, that kind of thing.
Okay.
Treble hooks. And then could maybe possibly bring a fly line outfit, but really in January it's a yo-yo game for those yellows. Maybe a dropper loop on 40-pound, dropping it down a little bit to halfway down to sort of soaking it that way. And then you bring your cod rig. Now, a lot of the cod rigs are guys are going lighter and lighter every year, it seems like, with the advent of Spectra. It's easy to fish a 500 silent reel or even smaller, and just with two hooks and either a jig on the bottom and two hooks above it, or because you're allowed 4 hooks down there. So so that's very popular too.
Sinker size down there. I mean, is it fairly shallow? Is it fairly deep?
It could be anywhere from. You always want to bring some 1-pounders.
Okay.
Because you could be fishing 300 feet.
Wind could be blowing.
For the most part, and it could be blowing. That's the thing, is if the wind is up and how much current you have. So it could anywhere from 8 to 16 ounces.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. And a couple of hooks. And hook size, it's the same thing that you'd be fishing albacore with, 2.0, 3.0 type things? Is it bigger? Is it smaller?
Yeah, I would tend to go a little bit bigger since cods aren't hook shy. You go 6.0, 7.0, 5.0 to 7.0 kind of thing. Strips of squid, live sardine, or anchovy.
Like you were saying, even in terms of tuna, the bigger the hook, the bigger the barb, the less of a chance those things
are going to come off.
Yeah. You get a 6.0 on one of those things, even when they're and I mean, if it's windy and you got a lot of line out and that ganyon's spinning the whole way up the line, I mean, it's plenty easy to spin those things off. But the bigger the hook and the bigger the barb, the better your chance that thing's coming over the rail.
Circle hooks are always popular.
Okay.
And like 10.0 to even 13.0 circle hooks, because that's a different kind of sizing.
Yeah.
So those are always popular.
And back in the day, everybody always had shrimp flies and all kinds of dressed up things that still have its
They still
place.
bring them out.
Okay.
And they work fine.
That's cool. Those trips are fun, and certainly good opportunity, good yanking and cranking. It's easy, it's fun fishing, plenty of fish to be had.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Fill up a sack full of reds and big boccaccios and whatever. So and big lingcod too. So
and
it's a good time.
And in the terms of the last 2 years, there was some of the best yellowtail fishing of the year. Period. Happened right down there.
Yeah, and they're big.
Yeah,
they were big.
They pull hard.
18 to 30 pounds. 15
so
to 30. 18s were small ones. They were 22 pounders on average. 25 pounders. We're getting them on swim baits. That
crazy.
Was fun.
That's crazy.
Yeah, those big Savage gear. They're like 6-ounce or 9-ounce swim baits, and dropping them down and sort of winding them back at a medium speed.
No
and
way.
they would just crush them.
Yeah, that's cool.
That was pretty neat.
You ever get opportunities down there in the wintertime at surface iron yellowtail?
Oh yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
They'll
We've had some very good fishing
sometimes?
they get up on those the higher spots around there in that area, and even at Collinette.
That's
for
cool.
sure, 7Xs and whatnot. If they start splashing around at all, then it bring out the surface iron and they bite
cool.
that.
Awesome. Hey, Sam, I hope you have a great trip. Appreciate the phone call very much. Next up, let's talk to Doug, calling us from Montebello this morning. Good morning, Doug. Welcome to Let's Talk Hookup.
Yeah, I got 2 questions here. If the albacore show up, you're going to want to see straight mono on the reels, and then 2, when you take that boat out into the shipyard, what's the first thing you're looking for?
Well, we always inspect the bottom when we pull it out and then we look at the props, look at the shafts. For the most part, it's a fiberglass hull, so it's pretty solid. And the Coast Guard will come down and take a hammer to it, literally, bang the hull and see if there's any soft spots.
Really?
And there's never been any issues with the Fortune. Anyway,
awesome.
Very, very fortunate as far as that's concerned. So we look at the hull when we pull it out of the water, just visually inspect it, look for any cracks. maybe change cutlass bearings on the shafts or something, and visually inspect the props, pull all the wound up mono off the props, and shine them up. Make sure the running gear is good, the rudders, and they don't wobble around, and that's pretty much it. And repaint the bottom.
I mean, knock on wood, bearing any funky thing that happens throughout the year, the boat only comes out of the water once a year.
Every other year for us.
Okay.
That's all that's required.
So it's just your time to take a look, make sure everything's still sound, and do some preventative stuff. But you're lucky with it. You've got a great running boat that you guys work very hard at taking care of.
Right. Yeah. So that's pretty much what we do when we haul out. Coast Guard requires that we haul out every other year, so they come down and look at it as soon as we haul out, and if they find anything, then we've got to fix it. But fortunately, they haven't.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's a good thing. Now, what about albacore? Obviously that's always the talk after every year for the last quite a few years.
I know.
You change your tactics. I mean, obviously there's been, as time goes by, gear goes through all kinds of advancements, and there's been a lot of gear that's around now that we didn't have last time we had albacore. Do you see things changing? I mean, would you do anything different? I mean, how do you
there's still two ways of thinking. Some guys are adamant about fishing monofilament, and it gets bit just fine, and they lose less fish because of the monofilament, because of the stretch of the monofilament.
Sure.
Then there's the other group of guys that fish Spectra, a 50-pound Spectra to a short top shot of either monofilament or fluorocarbon. For me personally, I like fishing Spectra, so I'm not going to say one way or another. This is just my opinion, and it works for me. If monofilament works for you, then I would suggest going monofilament route. Both of them catch fish, and I use fiberglass rods still and newel reels. It's my favorite way to do it.
I think you need to take a look at where you do most of your fishing, because I'm the same as you. I do most of my fishing on my private boat, and for me, I think there's no denying how good a bait swims and thusly gets bit when it's all Spectra and a short little piece of fluorocarbon. There's no denying how well that bait swims and gets bit, but I'm fishing with two of my good buddies, and most of the time on the Fortune, you're fishing with a smaller group of buddies that get along, and they're smaller groups and easier to get along with. So maybe that rig is easier to fish with in that scenario. If you do most all of your fishing open party with a lot of guys, there's definitely more opportunities at tangle. There's more opportunity at, moving around with other guys. There's lots of lines in the water. You need to, be aware of the scenario that you're going to be fishing that thing, because I would say very commonly when a captain like yourself, Bruce, is in here that has a larger open party group, you commonly hear, I really like seeing long top shots of Spectra, 50 yards, 100 yards. I like seeing a lot of line in the water.
Yeah.
And then, your boat, a little bit different scenario, smaller groups, a lot of very, savvy fisherman groups, and maybe it's the other way around.
Right.
Is that fair?
It seems, the more experienced fishermen tend to fish shorter top shots. I don't want to get in trouble for stepping on anybody's toes or whatever, but it seems like that's what I see. And then there's a greater. What am I looking at here? You're not going to lose as many fish, it seems like, with monofilament because of the stretch.
Agreed. I totally agree. Hey,
factor.
Doug, I hope that answers your question for you. Appreciate the phone call very much. Hey, when we come back, we got more Let's Talk Hookup coming your way, including finding out who's winning a 3/4-day trip aboard the Liberty. You stay tuned. More Let's Talk Hookup coming your way on the Mighty 1090.
For over 5 decades, Lee Palm Sport Fishing has set the standard in long-range fishing that they pioneered long ago. The Red Rooster 3 sets a new standard of excellence. The Red Rooster 3 is one of the most modern, quiet, and fastest long-range vessels in the fleet. They have handpicked the finest crew to make your trip a memorable one. The Red Rooster 3 offers trips from 3 to 18 days and runs year-round to the best fishing spots on the planet. Ride the Red Rooster 3 once, and you'll be back again. Call the Red Rooster 3 at 619-224-3857 888-528-5257 or see them on the web at redrooster3.com. Fifth Avenue Insurance has a new name. It's Snap Insurance, still providing anglers and boaters with the best in boat insurance and the lowest rates. The experts at Snap Insurance will make sure your boat and property are covered right. Traveling to Mexico? Snap has you covered. You can even work with your agent to wrap your home and auto with your boat policy to save even more. Call them for advice on your current boat policy or any of your insurance needs. Snap Insurance, 800-527-6617 or snapins.com. That's SNAPPINS.com.
Fisherman's Landing is the top choice in local and long-range fishing. Hi, this is Doug Kern. Our hardworking crew is always looking for ways to improve your fishing experience. We offer the finest open party trips from 1 to 3 days, the best charter boats available, and of course, our world-renowned long-range fleet is second to none. We are proud to say Fisherman's Landing is now a full-service sport fishing operation, offering half-day trips on the Dolphin, and now, for the first time in the long history of Fisherman's Landing, we have 3/4-day open party trips on the Liberty. We built the Liberty specifically to offer a better experience. Run by veteran captain Taro Takeuchi, the 85-foot Liberty is the first open party 3/4-day boat to offer bunks for your comfort. She also has huge bait capacity and RSW fish holds to keep your catch fresh. Plus, Liberty has a big galley and 2 interior heads with showers. Our open party trips from half-day, 3/4-day, or 1 to 3 day trips can be easily booked online at fishermanslanding.com or give us a call at 619-221-8500. I'll see you at Fisherman's Landing in San Diego.
Great boats, free parking, and a fully stocked tackle shop. Just a few of the reasons Seaforth Sport Fishing is a favorite among anglers. Come aboard top charter boats like the Aztec, Cortez, Endeavor, Eclipse, Apollo, Outer Limits, Pacific Star, El Gato Dos, Alexis, Pride, Privateer, Tribute, Pacific Voyager, and the Voyager. Plus, the new Seaforth Sea Watch in San Diego offer the finest half, 3/4, and full-day trips available. Check out the full-service tackle store at Seaforth Sport Fishing. And it's all run by fishermen for fishermen. 1717 Quivira Road, just off Mission Bay Drive in Mission Bay. Book online at seaforthlanding.com.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup on the Mighty 1090. All right, I want to say congratulations. 3/4-day trip aboard the Liberty out of Fisherman's Landing going to Dan in Encinitas. Dan, congratulations. You're going to love fishing on Liberty. And Bruce, can't thank you enough. I know it's not easy to peel you away from the boat and how busy you guys are with the Fortune Run all year long, but really appreciate you taking the time to come hang out and talk
always
with
a pleasure.
us and everything.
Thank you guys for having me.
Super stoked. Again, give us a rundown on the schedule on the Fortune. Where are you going to be and how do we get to go fishing with you?
Okay, February will be Fisherman's Landing. March through July, or first week of July, will be 22nd Street Landing. July through the remainder of the year, Fisherman's Landing.
Awesome. And call Tish in the office.
Yep.
Jump on the website.
619-972-9161.
Awesome. Bruce, appreciate it very much. Appreciate that. Thanks for listening. Hey, we appreciate you listening. Another great show coming for you next Saturday. It's our Christmas Spectacular with Mark Wish, including those 12 great prizes. It's going to be lots of fun. I want to say thanks to Adam, thanks to Ryan behind the glass, and you stay tuned. Another great show. CS Keys pregame show is next on the Mighty 1090.